Hey viewers, welcome to another game of Casual Pro Gamer. Today we are doing a Nidalee game, and Nidalee is going to go top lane for us, I think. At least, that's... yeah, she is going top lane. So unfortunately, no spectator mode, which is, well, not what I would have preferred. But yeah, well, it goes like this sometime. I know he has it turned on. But yeah, well, you well, every now and then you have this bug that turns off the replay system or the spectator mode, and nobody really knows where it comes from, except that it's from the League of Legends client that kind of fails to do something, and therefore, yeah, the LoL replay people cannot fix this. So yeah. Seems he's up against Darius here. Yeah, Darius will be the top laner. Rumble will probably be the top laner. I don't know. I would say Rumble top lane, and then but Darius would be really bad against Morgana, I guess. So not sure there. Ryze might also be mid, by the way, and then Rumble support. It's Rumble support or Ryze support, but look man, 4 ignites, that is going to be so painful. On the other hand, they have only 1 exhaust, and exhaust is sometimes a lot better, against Morgana for example, exhaust is a lot better. So yeah, it seems Rumble support and then Ryze mid, and Darius top. At least I thought I saw Darius here. Haven't seen Rumble yet. Oh, he has been on the map. Maybe for a split second and I just missed him. But yeah, for now, there's nobody here. Oh, there he is. So, yeah, the matchup between Darius and Nidalee should be going Nidalee's way, especially once he uses that. I think it's his Q, the spinning slash thing. Because once he has that, he's out of ranged things to do, and Nidalee can just, well, hammer at him until he has it back up. So, a little bit of damage going off there. Nidalee does have a heal, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Or that one actually hit. So starting off boots and potions here. Darius is also starting off boots and potions. Both of them already used 1, but Nidalee waited in base for the 4th one. So she has a little bit of an advantage right there. So going to continue on. Even though Darius is not there anymore. Darius... oh, this is Lee Sin over here. Yeah, Nidalee cannot really help out. And... yeah, that's of course because if she does help out... oh, another guy over here. And... did he really... I don't know. I think Darius was there as well because I thought I saw the hemorrhage stacks on him. So anyhow, he doesn't come back with the red buff, so I have to assume that red buff is still alive. So yeah, Nidalee thought it would be advantageous to nicely done. It would be advantageous to stay out of the jungle and just get the minions. Which in my opinion would be the good decision, but yeah, it of course pisses off the jungler because he would have liked to see that Nidalee would have helped him. But yeah, losing like 6 minions, that is already half the kill. Well, 7 minions would be half the kill, I guess. But minions on average about 20 gold. So you can see how 15 minions would be 1 kill. So Darius already missed at least a kill here by just being out of the lane. And then he gets killed here, which is not a kill, of course. And we will see in a second here, after Nidalee is going home, that is 26 to 10. So he's already 16, well, 15 minions behind now. As I said, that's a kill right there, and the fact that he just got killed, or Nidalee got a kill, doesn't matter whether it's him or someone else. So he's 600 gold behind, right here. And as you can see, he has cloth armor, Nidalee has 2 Doran's blades. That definitely makes up for that cloth armor, and yeah, he does have a ward, and he's going to place that in a sec. So here, and if you want to get better at this game, you have to spot these things. When he comes back, he has a ward, and you have to keep track of him, because the moment you see when that ward has been placed, you know when it's going to time out. And if you know when it's timing out, then you know when the jungler should come in to gank. And you should say that to the jungler. Oh man, that's a lot of damage. Oh man! Yeah, Nidalee in Cougar form is very strong. And yeah, as I said, 600 gold ahead, now 900 gold ahead. Probably a little bit more. Probably a little bit less at this point, but a little bit more by the time he comes back. Because he got to take 9 minions out of that, well, out of that clump that he got, well, when Nidalee was gone. And of course Nidalee is just going to push the lane here, because the more minions get suicided into the turret, the better it is. So Nidalee missing some minions here, but yeah, well, as long as she misses them and Darius misses them, it is not too big of a deal. But of course, yeah, you want to make sure that he doesn't grab all of these, even if that costs you like a turret shot. And he definitely didn't get most of the minions there, so good job. Sorry for the pauses there every now and then in the commentary, but wow, once again taking him down. Yeah, she has all the tools that she needs to defeat the Darius, but yeah, the pauses are there because I have to sneeze quite a lot. A lot of hay fever today. Hopefully that won't affect the commentary too much, but at least you get to see what's going on. Yeah, Nidalee just 3 kills already. She can now straight up kill him without even needing the room. I mean, the first kill, yeah, that was just very close. The second one, she had to use all of this room to get him killed. And now she just killed him right on the spot where he stood. And you know it's over when that happens. So it's 51 versus 21, so he's 30 minions behind now, which are 2 kills. Plus the 3 she already has, that's 6 kills. That's about 1800 gold, and you can see how much that is. I mean, she is going to have all the thing in the world, all the items in the world, and all the power in the world that she needs. I mean, he has a health crystal and a ruby crystal, and she has 2 Doran's blades, a cloth armor, level 2 boots, and a vampiric scepter. You can see how that's not good for this Darius, I'm assuming. So yeah, now she's just controlling the lane, just making sure that he can't get the last hits, and she needs to go back to get her own last hits. A little bit too late there. Could have had that other minion as well, but not going to push the lane anymore because Darius is just waiting at his turret to get all of these minions. But by not allowing him to get those minions, he's getting even further behind. And yeah, the jungler coming in, but that's really useless at this point because Darius cannot do anything. And as a jungler, you should see that. You should know that, yeah, that's never going to happen. I mean, Darius is not stupid enough to get in the fight with 3-0 Nidalee, who is also so far ahead in minions. Sorry about that. All in all, it is it is just over in this top lane. So someone needs to come help him out. And yeah, this ward really doesn't spot anything, by the way. Don't know if that's Nidalee's ward. It is Nidalee's ward. But yeah, it doesn't spot anything. So yeah, now Darius finally in experience range again. So already 3 levels behind, as you can see. He has been out of the lane so long. Because it's not that his last hits were bad. It's mainly that his last hits were nowhere near him. So he was nowhere near the minions when they died. So this is how you stop Darius. It's kind of, yeah, of course, the standard thing. That's how the champions are designed. It's a ranged champion versus a melee champion. And yeah, I don't know if he still has his ultimate up. That might have been his ultimate. I don't know exactly what that looks like. I think he didn't have it up. And a nice heal. So the nice heal getting him out of trouble. And there comes Ryze. Ryze is too late. Bye bye. Oh. So anyhow, the the Ryze back in mid, apparently under the impression that nobody could see him leave the lane. But yeah, obviously they did see him leave, and Nidalee had a pretty easy time just getting out. I mean, he was too late. The jungler wasn't there. The mid laner is obviously too late. He cannot cross the map in 8 seconds. And overall, yeah, it's just a waste of time on Ryze's part, because obviously she's going to turn back and just recall.
An enemy has been slain.
So it seems that the entire team is doing pretty well. Oh.
An enemy has been slain.
As I said, that the 3rd kill arrives for the enemy team. But yeah, everyone is positive, I think. Yep. Yeah, that's a pretty good job on the entire team. But yeah, of course that has nothing to do with this top lane. Only the jungler could have interfered here. Maybe the mid laner every now and then, but the mid laner gets spotted when he goes out of the lane. There is no ward out, however. So the second, what's it called, cloth armor is built into Wriggle's lantern, which is not so much necessary, but because Darius is so strong, I won't call him overpowered, because people apparently don't like that. People like to say that he's not overpowered, man. He's so easy to beat. No, just because you can beat a champion doesn't mean he's not overpowered. Just because Teemo kills him or Nidalee kills him, or you had a game in which you went 4-0 against him in the laning phase, that doesn't mean he's not OP. OP has to do with the balance of champions, and it's a lot more than just the one game you play. It has to do with the amount of damage he's capable of putting out in a burst, the amount of damage he's capable to put out on the long run, how he scales with items, and compare that. Well, there's a couple more factors, his survivability, for example, but you have to then compare that with those same values on enemy or on other champions. Sorry, and it's not that everyone has to put out the same damage, but you have to make a trade-off between survivability of a champion and the amount of damage they can put out, and between those two and the third factor, how much damage you can put out in a burst. For example, Veigar, who is a very well balanced champion, by the way. I'm going to compare Veigar and Ashe here. Veigar has a huge burst potential. I mean, everyone knows that Veigar just completely demolishes a champion in a fraction of a second. Same goes for Malzahar, by the way. But if we then look at Ashe, Ashe doesn't have that burst potential. She can burst a couple hundred because she can land a critical strike, and then after that, just kill the turret, dude. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to kill him again. Of course, there's no way Darius was going to do anything there. But yeah, that's because of the armor, by the way. 150 armor. No way he was going to get through that. Ashe has no burst potential, as I said. She can critical strike for like 200, and then she can volley for like 100 more after armor. Deep of armor, reduced physical damage, blah blah. But Veigar can do a lot more, and the trick between the two is that because Ashe has more sustained damage, Veigar has virtually no sustained damage. His cooldowns are way too long to do that damage again in a short amount of time. So once someone kind of lives through the first burst, there's really no way for him to do damage anymore. He can do another Q, he can do another auto attack, but that's about it. And if we compare that to Ashe, Ashe has a lot of sustained damage. So she can just keep doing damage and damage and damage and damage. And that amount of damage adds up to more than what Veigar is capable of over time. But because you have to make a trade-off between those aspects, both of them are pretty easy to kill, so survivability wise they're kind of the same. And if you have an OP champion, then you have a champion like Darius who has the survivability that Veigar and Ashe have. I mean, it's not that he's very tanky, but he does a lot of damage instantly, so a lot of spike damage, instant damage. I don't know what I called it before, but it's all good. But he also has the sustained damage because he's an AD champion. So because you build him AD, he can do a lot of damage just over time. So he has a lot of sustained damage. But then he can also do a lot of damage in a burst. That's what I call it. So the fact that he has both makes him OP straight off. It's not even a question whether that's true or not. You have several other champions like that, and it is very hard to balance that, especially for the weak champions. And then you have champions like what's he called? Graves. And Graves has no burst, or virtually no burst. He does have you can combine all of his skills, of course, and then you do a few hundred damage, but it's nowhere near the amount that Veigar can do. It's kind of near the amount that what's her name? Come on, that Ashe can do. So they kind of both have this. Yeah, if I ult them and I use all my skills, then I do a few hundred damage. And of course, Graves' burst is a little bit higher than Ashe, but that's beside the point. It's not a Veigar. The point is, he is a sustained damage champion, so he does a lot of damage in a sustained, over time. And then the problem is, of course, that his innate ability gives him a lot of armor, so he has sustain as well. And because he has sustain and a lot of damage, that makes him overpowered. And the same goes for Morgana, by the way, although that's a little more subtle, because she doesn't actually have survivability, she has spell vamp, but she also has a lot of burst potential, and she has no damage, so no sustained damage. She has a lot of burst potential, like most APs, and yeah, once she uses that, there's really nothing she can do anymore. But she does have the survivability of her spell vamp. That's also why she's banned or played so much in the high ELO. Or, well, in any match really. So Nidalee taking out a turret and an inhibitor here. Because nobody is coming to the aid of Darius here. And yeah, it seems that if you just play smart with a ranged champion and, well, you have to get that first kill in. And yeah, if you get that first kill, then you have a pretty nice matchup. I mean, getting a lot of armor certainly helps. 145 armor. That definitely increases your chances to do well against him. And yeah, it seems that at this point it's just a matter of killing the turrets, because it is 19 to 4. So yeah, there we go. And GG by Lee Sin. So anyhow, yeah, they played a very nice game. You saw how to beat Darius with Nidalee in this case, but you can do exactly the same with any ranged champion if you stay clear of his first kill. So if you get the kill before level 6, that would be of course the easiest to do, because once he gets his ultimate, he gets this huge burst potential. And yeah, as I just explained, that's what makes him OP. So as long as he doesn't have that, he's just a regular champion. And yeah, Nidalee beat him pretty handily, leveling over him by 3 levels when he was level 6. So she was level 9, he was level 6, and by that point, of course, there's nothing he can do anymore, and because he was so underleveled. So you have to keep track of how well you're doing during the game. You also have to keep track of where the enemy jungler is. But other than that, yeah, you can, if you're ahead, you should just make sure that you go aggressive on him, because as long as he can farm, there's really not a whole lot you can do against him. So if he's allowed to farm to get his items, to get his levels, then he's really hard to beat. But if you make use of the one weakness that he has, and that's before level 6, he really can't do a lot of damage. He can do damage of course with his skills, but if you're a ranged champion and he's a non-ranged champion, it should be fairly easy. Plus the armor, of course, that helps. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. GG.